At this day and age, I think almost everyone knows that walking is a great exercise to do every single day. It is very low impact, it's easily accessible, and it is a great exercise to do every single day without our body, but at the same time, it promotes cardiovascular health, it promotes mental health, it promotes joint health. So I think as of now, almost everyone knows the benefit of walking. When I was pregnant a year ago, I used to walk 10 to 15,000 steps a day. Personally, it was really life-changing because it helps me to prevent gestational diabetes. I used to take a walk after every single meal because it helps me to regulate my blood glucose level. It also put me into a good mood, and every time when I sit down a lot, my lower back usually has aches and pains, especially during pregnancy, and walking definitely made a huge difference. So when I was pregnant, I was like, once I have this baby, I'm gonna go crazy and walk more than 10,000 steps a day, maybe, because then I wouldn't be pregnant, right? I wouldn't be carrying this 10 pounds in my belly. All right, so that plan has gone into the trash because little did I know that having a baby is a huge responsibility. And even as of now, the baby is taking a nap, hopefully, I am not able to go out for a walk because, you know, I'm the caregiver. I need to be at home just in case the baby needs anything. You know, you can't just leave your baby in the house and go for a 20-minute walk. So recently, I got this Amazon walking pad. And this is the time that I'm determined to get back on track with my step challenge. Just to see if it actually makes a difference walking at home. I'll be walking when I watch TV. I'll be walking when I do so. To see if actually this in-home walking pad is going to make a difference. My treadmill is delivered. I feel like this is going to be helpful because I could be watching Criminal Minds after baby fall asleep, still walking on the treadmill. So let's try this. Let's open this package. It's packed super nicely. The packaging. Alright, we're gonna advance this walking pad. So my personal trainer said that it's better to walk in an incline because it's good for my cardiovascular health. And my chiropractor said that it's better to walk in an incline because it's better for my joints, my knees, and then my ankles. He said always walk an incline, so here is the little incline. With this walking pad, I think it's pretty handy. Alright, just installed this. Let's try this out. Alright, we're gonna come over here, turn on the treadmill. I turn it on. Alright, I am a little bit nervous about this. Has it a controller? Oh my gosh, it started! Okay, I can see the incline. It's actually pretty high. That's easily. When you pause it just slowly. Oh, that's pretty good actually. So we're gonna select the indoor walk. Go. 2, 1, go. It started at 0.6 mile per hour. This is 1 mile per hour. Challenging. Hold on, let me catch my breath. I feel like 2 miles per hour is like so slow, but the incline makes it so much more challenging. It feels actually pretty smooth. Whew. Except for the incline felt hard. It's registering incline. It says I'm walking 394 feet on the incline already. My heart rate right now is 113. I think we're gonna have to decrease the incline a little bit because this feels like a workout. I only walk for 5 minutes, but then I was like, let's readjust it. I walked for 0.12 mile, but the incline was actually pretty high. Hold on. It says overall 12% if you want to make it the highest. Wow, you have 3 level of adjustments. I didn't notice. So it's 0, 6, and 12. I was actually walking at 12% incline. Of course, it's really hard. So we're gonna adjust it to 6%. All right, we came over here. I know day 1 is not as smooth as I thought. It was like 10,000 steps. Didn't know it's gonna be like this hard. We're gonna try it again. so here are the legs that we just took off. We're gonna come home later to get the rest of walking in. I'm really tired right now. Hey guys, it's officially day 2. Yesterday I got 10,000 steps pretty easily, but today it's 106 degrees outside. That's hot, hot, hot. So we're gonna use the walking pad kitchen in my living room where I can actually watch TV, and let's watch some YouTube videos and finish our walk. And I turn off the power so that my baby doesn't accidentally start it, but he can because you have to use this controller. But there's a phone app that it can use, which is also helpful just in case I lose this. But let's. Yay!
Pretty good, Mom.
I'm walking.
If you want, you don't have to. You can go. You want to go?
I can walk there and walk from that.
I'm not walking. It's too hot. I just took a shower. You can go walk and get him. It's way too hot. I ain't walking outside. You do it.
Watching some YouTube videos. Honestly, on some of the days, I try to walk outside, but it's so hot during the day, and at night, I just feel like it's safer to walk at home, and also, I have no excuse. Even if it's late, even if it's hot, even if it's rainy, and the best part is I can watch TV when I walk, which is entertainment factor. It definitely helps me to stay on track and finish this challenge. But if the weather permits, I like to walk outside, but it's just during this week of challenge, it's so hot, 100 degrees every single day. And I walked outside once and I almost had a heat stroke, so we're not doing that again. Just walking indoors is good for me now. Hey guys, it's actually day 5 from teaching yoga. I didn't work out at all today, but I really don't feel like walking. It's raining outside. But because of this challenge, we're gonna keep it going. So I'm gonna walk on my walking pad, the indoor walking pad, and watch some TV shows that I like. And I think that will keep me going. And I think after my walk, I'll always feel a little bit better. So let's do it. I have no excuse because we have an indoor walking pad. Day 5 was really rough because I came home from teaching yoga already feeling tired. I really didn't want to walk, but I really wanted to finish this challenge. So of course, I started walking with my pajamas on. And guess what? Both Brandon and the baby had food poisoning from eating out at some restaurants. So my baby actually woke up in the middle of the night and didn't go to bed until like 11:30. And thanks to the walking pad, I'm still finishing the challenge. Kudos to me. And I'm just gonna go casual, put on walking shoes and socks and walk with my pajamas and get my steps in. Day 6 and 7 were very easy. I walked both indoors on the walking pad and also outdoors when it gets a little bit cooler outside. But I love the fact that I have no excuse. Definitely walking outdoors is nice when the weather is nice, and I feel like it also puts me into a better mood when I look at trees. But walking indoors also allows me to hang out with my family, especially with my baby, so love that. Just want to learn and how I felt after walking for the whole week of 10,000 steps. First of all, I felt like it wasn't hard at all to get 10,000 steps in for the whole week. I know in the long term, I don't know if I can sustain it for a month, 3 months, 100 days. Maybe we'll do that challenge next. But it was pretty easy to do 10,000 steps in for a whole week. And I think it's very doable. So I highly recommend if you want to start to get active, maybe try walking 10,000 steps a day. It's a very doable goal. I feel like the first thing that I felt is that I feel less bloated. Granted that like every day I basically walked after dinner. Most of my steps were taken after dinner or after lunch, but mainly in the afternoon dinner time. I usually get a little bit bloated after my lunch and after my dinner. I feel like walking after each meal has a pretty good benefit in terms of like slow down the bloat, helped with my digestion. So if you're thinking about like taking a walk not for like active other fitness reasons, maybe you're just thinking about like I'm bloated over the time, maybe take a short walk after each meal is going to help. Another thing that previously that I learned was that walking after a meal also helps with my glucose control. It prevents the spike of my glucose after each meal, which is a really beneficial thing. So the first thing I noticed was that it was really helpful with my digestion. I felt less bloated after, especially after dinner personally, and previously when I wear a continuous glucose monitor, it also prevented a huge spike after a main starchy meal. I definitely snacked less in the past 1 week. I think the reason for that was that I walked after my meal. So usually after I eat dinner, I sit down, watch TV, and eat snacks. But it was very hard to eat snacks when I'm walking. So especially like if I'm walking on a walking path or go out to walk. So I definitely snack less, which it was also helpful in terms of reducing bloating. And it also reduced the bloatedness that I have the next day. So I snack less, I feel a little bit lighter after a week. And I think it's also from the reduction of snacking. The third thing that I learned was that because I got a walking pad at home, I had no excuse to finish my 10,000 steps every single day. There were days when I felt like, yeah, I'm not feeling it, it's hot outside, it's rainy outside, or we just don't have time during the day or there's a certain time. Or sometimes I'm like, I got home late, and my husband always pointed out like, you got a walking pad, you gotta use it. If you don't use it, you lose it. I'm like, oh yeah, I have to use it. So I think having an indoor walking pad was really beneficial in terms of not having any excuse but to get on my daily walk, which also reminded me something that I felt like I am not a person who's constantly finding excuses not to do certain things, but I do notice that on certain days when I feel a certain way, instead of just acknowledging that I'm feeling a little laid back or lazy for the day, I was looking for some excuse to make myself feel better not to walk. It only happened about 2 days of the whole week last week, which is not a lot. Most of the times I'm a very disciplined person, but I do think that having an indoor walking pad reduced the chance of having any excuse. I have no excuse but to walk. The fourth thing that I noticed is that I had less brain fog for the past 1 week, which is pretty nice. I didn't have a lot of sleep last week either because of different reasons, but usually I have a lot of brain fog towards late afternoon and evening. But ever since I had this walking pad, ever since I started walking again, I have less brain fog. I think it also has something to do with my blood circulation. So what I noticed is that having a standing desk is very different from having a walking pad, because when you're standing, your blood is still not circulating. I feel like my brain fog was coming from like a lack of blood circulation. So when I walk, it improved the circulation of my blood. It brings oxygen to my brain. So it definitely felt like I have less brain fog, and it's not from like standing, it's more from walking. And another thing that I noticed in addition to the less of brain fog was the less of lower back pain, because every time I sit down at a videos for a long time, I felt a little bit lower back pain, and this was worse ever since I was pregnant and also had a baby. If I sit down for a prolonged period of time, which is like usually 2 hours, I started to have a little bit lower back pain. But every time I feel like I have a little bit lower back pain, I stand up, go on my walking path for like 5 minutes to 10 minutes. I immediately felt better. I feel like it's not just the from sitting to standing, it's also the fact that I'm moving. As you're taking like a gentle walk, those movement of your hips also helps with like alleviating a lot of the back pain from prolonged sitting. felt like I lost a little bit of weight. That I am not 100% sure because I didn't weigh myself before. And also weight loss is not my goal. I'm not trying to lose weight whatsoever. But I feel like I feel a little bit lighter. But I also think it may be because I feel less bloated because I move. I help with my digestive system after each meal and I snack less on high sodium food. So I did notice a little bit of a lightness in my total body. Maybe it's a little bit weight loss. But in the past, when my mom was trying to lose weight because of some health reasons, we walked for about 5 miles every single day, 5 to 8 miles every single day, 7 days a week. And she did lose 30 pounds in 3 months, which is great. Walking is a great exercise for weight loss as well. Sixth thing that I noticed was that having a walking pad was really beneficial to me because I live in Texas and it's summer seasons. It's 100 degrees outside. So remember in my channel previously, I did a challenge, which is 75 hard, and I was trying to walk 45 minutes outdoors every single day because I needed to do an outdoor exercise. And that didn't go well because I started having heat stroke. I started to develop this headache and migraine from the heat exposure. So having an indoor walking pad really helped me if you live in this place where it's very cold or hot. I definitely do not recommend being exposed to excessive heat in this Texas summer. Under the sun, it's just a lot of dehydration. It's just a heat stroke, especially thinking about having another kid in the future. I definitely don't want to be exposed to the heat when I'm pregnant. So I definitely feel grateful for having a walking pad that helps me to complete this challenge. I'll link my walking pad down below in the description box. Last thing that I learned was that 10,000 steps is actually an arbitrary number. So I actually did some research on why is everyone doing 10,000 steps. There's actually not a good reason why people are doing 10,000 steps. It wasn't really pointed out by research or anything. But after I did this challenge, I do feel like 10,000 steps is actually very doable. It's hard enough for me to feel like I have to push myself a little bit harder, but at the same time, it's not like 20,000 steps is a little bit too fast. When I try to walk a little bit more, like I was walking like 20,000 steps, I feel way more fatigued the next day. I feel like 10,000 steps is a really good amount in terms of not feeling tired and fatigued the next day. So it's very sustainable to walk about 10, 12, 13,000 steps, and then the next day still showed up either outdoors or on your walking pad and walk that 10,000 steps. It's very easy to break it down in the morning and the evening. You don't have to walk for like a long period of time to get up 10,000 steps. At the same time, I do feel like I get a good amount of exercises in 10,000 steps, especially with increase of blood flow, especially of increase my cardiovascular health. If you walk incline, it will elevate your heart rate, which is really good for your cardiovascular health. So I would say, even though there's no research show that 10,000 steps is the best, I feel like practically it was actually better because there were days that I wanted to push for 15,000 steps, but I also work out at the gym. I do weightlifting and I also do yoga. I feel like 15,000 steps for me is a little bit too much. Sometimes the next day I feel a little bit more fatigued, but 10,000 steps is like, you know, I walk around the house and then I walk around the neighborhood and walk on the walking pad to finish the last like 3,000 to 4,000 steps. It was very doable. 20 minutes, 30 minutes of dedicated time in addition to your other activities, and it's very, very easy to meet that goal. So it's very sustainable. So if you're thinking about starting to be more active and what is a more practical goal to do, 10,000 steps, that's definitely doable, but you can definitely push it harder. If 10,000 is too easy, push it forward to 15,000. But at the same time, I feel like 10,000 steps is hard. I would suggest you to push a little bit harder because I feel like it is still very doable. Like I do other workouts as well. What I learned was that walking incline was really good for my left ankle and my right knee. Okay, why is it so specific? Because I had an injury in my left ankle and in my right knee. And when I first started this challenge, I was like, I'm not going to be able to finish it because I recently injured my left ankle again. And I was like, there is no way I finish this challenge because if I walk a lot, my left ankle starts to hurt. But the walking pad I got has a little incline, which is like 6%. When I walked outside, the surface is a little bit harder and you have to go decline and incline, downhill and uphill. I do think that going uphill is harder for me cardiovascular wise. I feel like a little bit short of breath, but I did not feel any knee pain or ankle pain from walking on an incline. So if you have the ability to walk on an incline surface, try to do that. The walking pad that I have has a 6% incline. Initially, I did a 12%. I was like, there's no way, it's too high. I feel like I'm climbing a mountain, but 6% was perfect to get my heart rate high, a little bit high, at the same time, not too hard. And it was really gentle for my knees and my ankles. And I talked to my doctor and chiropractor and my fitness coach. They all said that if you're running or walking, try to have at least 1 to 3% incline. It's going to be helpful for your knees and ankles. This is what I learned for walking 10,000 steps for a whole week. I want to keep up this challenge to see how long of a streak that I can go for without breaking the streak, like walking 10,000 steps every single day. Like before I have a baby, it used to be very easy for me to meet the 10,000 steps goals. After I have the baby, it's very hard because I have to wait until my baby is asleep to either walk outside or on a walking pad. And on one of the days, my baby actually had like a little food poisoning or stomach bug. I didn't sleep until like 11. So 11 is really hard to walk outside. So having a walking pad indoors is very helpful. So definitely I understand it's becoming harder and harder with more responsibilities in life, but you can do it, believe yourself. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and comment down below that if you have been walking and how many steps do you want to walk every single day, and what are the benefits of walking that you notice if you have been consistent with this gentle enough exercise that you can do every single day. That's it for today. Thumbs up and subscribe, and check out my other lifestyle videos on this channel, and I will see you in the next one.